Charlie, along with your name, location, and if you have any comments, announcements, or traffic for the net. At this time, I will take check-ins for any mobile, portable, or short-time stations. Mobile, portable, short-time stations, please call now.
This is Whiskey Charlie 4 Echo Echo WC4EE. Lonnie in Carrollton, I'm on portable tonight.
Alright, I guess I recognize WC4EE, Mr. Lonnie. Are there any other mobile, portable, or short-time stations? Please call now.
This is KK4 CTV, and I'm on portable tonight.
Alright, KK4 CTV, good to hear you, man. Are there any, well, we'll just move on. Are there any Alpha, November, or Whiskey stations? Please call now.
This is Whiskey X-Ray 4 Bravo Kilo WX4BK, Bryan and Temple.
This is Whiskey Delta 8 Lima Quebec Tango WD8LQT John and Fairfield.
This is November 4 Bravo Whiskey Romeo N4 BWR Blake and Carrollton.
This is November 4 Charlie India Papa N4 CIP Scott in Douglasville. Good evening, net.
Bravo, Tom, Temple, 1 message after the net, 4 is for FWD,
Alright, let me stop it right there. We got WX4BK, Mr. Bryan. WD8LQT, Mr. John. N4BWR, Blake. Got AI4RT, John. And N4CIP, Scott. And I want to think that it was N4TLB that was talking on top of that last station. Will you check back? I don't think that's all I called was the call sign.
Please forgive the double. This is N4 TLB November 4 Tango Lima Bravo Tom and Temple 1 message 4 N4 FWD please execute.
Alright, got you N4TLB, and you got a message for N4FWD. We'll check back after we get all these checked in, see if he's out there tonight. Are there any more Alpha, November, or Whiskey stations? Please call now. Alright, let's move along to the Kilo stations. All the Kilo stations, please call now.
This is Kilo X-Ray 4 Delta Victor. That's KX4DV, Andrew and Bremen.
This is Kilo November 4 Mike Romeo Zulu, KN4 MRZ, Oliver and Villarica.
This is Kilo Mike 4 Bravo Yankee Hotel KM4 BYH Wayne in Douglasville.
there. Recognize KX4TV, Mr. Andrew. Got KN4MRZ Oliver. Got KM4BYH Wayne and KE4NIA, Mr. Nick. Are there any other kilo stations? Please call now. Alright, are there any stations, any prefix? Please call now.
This is Kilo Echo 4 Oscar Bravo Echo, KE4OBE. Mike in Carrollton just walked in the room and turned the radio on. Good evening.
Alright, we'll recognize KE4OBE, Mr. Mike. And then we'll go back to I did not hear N4FWD, N4TLB. Do you copy that?
This is WX4BK.
Go ahead, WX4BK. Net control.
Yeah, if N4TLB is still out there and he wants the message relayed, you can call back in and if it's an NTS formatted, I'll take it and pass it along for him just in case he's still out there. WX4BK back to net.
For TLB, are you still listening, sir? Alright, well this is KN4EYR, net control station for the Carroll County ARES MCOM net. Are there any stations that we did not recognize have any announcements or comments for the net? Alright, I guess we'll move on to the training portion of the net. WX4BK, it is all yours, sir.
Thank you, sir, and it's ironic. Tonight's topic was going to be NTS, the National Traffic System. A lot of folks have heard of it, don't necessarily know what it is, or maybe have heard the call that we put out at the beginning of our nets that we'll take NTS formatted messages. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what those are, because an idea that I had a while back, which I guess I let lapse, and we're going to try to revitalize, is to start moving some traffic across our net to get some practice moving NTS messages. So I figured the first thing to do is sort of explain an overview of the system so that folks know what we're getting into. The NTS, or the National Traffic System, is the backbone of amateur radio traffic handling. Nets are run at a variety of levels in order to move traffic from point to point. The purpose of the National Traffic System, it's funny, they still use the original definition, which is it provides for rapid movement of traffic from origin to destination. Well, in the modern day of text messaging and email, it's not that rapid, but it is if the internet's down. It's much faster than the snail mailer system or smoke signals. So the way it works is there are several levels of nets. First, there's local nets, like the kind we have here. And somebody can originate a message to another person locally using a radiogram form, which we'll go over in a future net. And you fill out that radiogram form, and it's a standard format. And then you will introduce that traffic to the net by saying you've got NTS traffic for a destination. The person it's meant for can take that message, or someone else can take that message and either deliver it by phone or transcribe it to a postcard or regular mail or whatever means they might want to deliver it, including text messaging for that matter. So that works for local messages. but you may, say, want to deliver a message to somebody who's down in Valdosta. What you would do there is, again, announce the message directed towards Valdosta. That tells people that they're going to have to get on to either another local net in the area to hand it off to start making its way down there, or somebody here on our net could pick it up and get on a statewide traffic net or a section net and call for somebody who might be down in South Georgia, who would then pick up the message and then relay it to the local net down there to be delivered to the ham radio operator. If your traffic maybe, say, is on its way to Tennessee, they're still in our region, so what would happen is the person who picked it up at the state level would then contact on a regional net somebody in Tennessee to pick it up, who would then hand it back down the chain until it gets to the destination. And then there are area nets. We're Area 4, and the country's divided up into larger areas. That's the number in our call sign. And traffic can be handed up to someone to relay to another area if it's in a complete another part of the country, and then they will send it down the chain through to the local nets and finally deliver it to the individual. So that's how the system works. You've got local nets, section nets, regional nets, and then area nets. And this traffic can just get handed off from person to person until it gets to the destination, each person filling out a radiogram form so the message does not change between origination and destination. It's actually probably a little more complex sounding than it really is, but that's how it works. And next week we will talk about radiograms and how to move formatted messages, and then I'm hoping we will begin moving some traffic around our net here in the next week or two, or after that. With that, that's tonight's presentation. I'm going to hand it over to Net Control for late check-ins, and we'll go to the roundtable. WX4BK, back to Net.
This is KN4EYR, Net Control for this evening's ARES IMCOM Net. Are there any late check-ins? Any stations wishing to check into the night's net? Please call now.
This is KJ4ODU, Kilo Juliet 4, Oscar W uniform. Carroll at home, but I'm in the mobile.
Okay, you call back that call sign, man. My pen decided to quit writing.
Cannot do that. It's Kilo Juliet 4, Oscar W uniform, KJ4ODU.
Are there any other stations, any prefix that would like to check in? Please call now.
This is Kilo 4 Delta Victor Juliet K4 DVJ Tim in Carrollton.
Alright, K4 DVJ, gotcha. Any other station? Please call now. Hearing none, I'll hand it back to WX4BK for the roundtable portion of the net. WX4BK, it's all yours.
Thank you again, sir. This is WX4BK. Is there anybody that has any questions or comments related to tonight's topic or any other information for the good of the cause? Please call now.
N4BWR.
Okay, with that, I will thank those who checked in tonight and our net control station for doing yet another fine job in spite of being betrayed by his pen. WX4BK, back to net.
It was not important.
4BK, I think N4BWR was calling you.
Oops.
Guess I didn't hold it long enough. N4BWR, go ahead, sir.
This is N4BWR. Yeah, I was just going to throw it out there since I'm the net manager, I always try to get people to call the nets, I should say, that when we start handling NTS traffic, if you're kind of scared of handling radiograms, Your job's a little easier as net control. All you do is find someone to receive the traffic. So net control operator may be lesser of the evils if anyone's interested.
Blake, I didn't even think about that, but you're right. And that's actually a good thing for you to point out. I'll make sure I do mention it when I cover how to pass traffic over a net. Sometimes the net control operator thinks they're the guy that's supposed to actually handle traffic, and that's not true. You're just supposed to facilitate it getting handed off. But that's funny, Blake. Yes, find safety. Be a net control student. WX4BK back to net.
This is KN4UIR, net control for the Carroll County ARES MCOMnet. Are there any final calls for late check-in? Any station, any prefix? Please call now.
Glad I could help you out there, Tim. Just saw your comment.
Alright, hearing none, I'll close the net. I'd like to thank Tim Jones, WGARS, for the use of the W4 FWD repeater. There were 19 check-ins tonight, including myself. We will now close this session of the Carroll County ARES net at 8:19 p.m. Turn the frequency back to normal amateur use. All stations may secure at this time. This is KN4UIR, net control for the Carroll County ARES MCOMnet. Clear.